My name is Tim Robertson. I just wanted to explain a little bit about myself and the history of me and wine. Basically, I started off with fine wine in Hong Kong in 1988, which is obviously quite a long time ago now. I was given the great opportunity of working in one of the finest wine cellars in Asia at the time. That was Sakaguran Wine and Liquor, that was part of the Intercontinental Group. And I was working in Seibu, which is a very high-end Japanese department store. And they basically gave me a dehumidified room, and we had all the first growths and some of the finest of the New World wines back then. And they taught me to learn about them. And I got to taste some of the best at a very young age. And it spurred me on, and I never really looked back. And I've loved wine ever since the early age of 18. Which really did spoil me. That said, I had my eureka moment actually when I was about 13. My parents took me to Hennessy Winery. They had some friends who had a brewery. And the cellar master down there opened up one of the tonneaux, which had brandy cognac from the 1765, if I'm not mistaken, or 1763. And we smelt this ambrosia. And it wasn't the smell so much that touched me. What actually touched me was, well, who picked the grapes? Who was on the throne? How did they get the grapes here? And so suddenly alcohol, even at that early age of 13, became something like art to me. And that was my moment when I knew I'd work in this industry. Unfortunately, having had my experience in Hong Kong, going back to London to try to find a job in the wine business, one realizes that unless you've got an awful lot of money and you're living in Chelsea, you're not going to be in the wine business because they don't pay you. So I decided to take another approach and go into the finance business, and I worked in investment banking for about 10 years. Fidelity Investments, Schroders, and Credit Suisse First Boston, as it was then. And after that career, always thinking of moving back into wine, I left when we blew up in Russia in 1998 and started traveling the world looking for an opportunity in wine. And I arrived in Argentina after a full start in Mexico. And in 2002, I inaugurated Robertson Wine Tours.